Guys, it is Navdi and I am back with yet another video. So this is like my reading vlog, but I want to go into the non-spoilery stuff, bookish reviews for the books I read for June. Literally I only read 4 books in June because it literally started sometime this week, but because we're already in like July 2nd, which is the same week. Anyways, I finally finished Capri book 3 and 3.5. I started book 3 sometime back in April, but I stopped for like 2 months. I hadn't been reading real books for like 2 months, mainly because, like I said, later on I'm probably going to repeat myself, but fanfiction has my heart this whole time. And not to mention they've been updating, and each one of the fanfictions that I've been reading are really, really good. I'm sorry if you hear some people in the background. Listen, I got family over. It is what the hell it is. Hey children, stop it. Child, my cats are like fighting. Anyways, so now that they stop fighting, so Capri 3 and 3.5, I'm thoroughly loved it. I think I gave book 3 4 stars, and then I think I gave 3.5 4.5 stars. Like, it wasn't completely perfect. There was some parts that I'm not gonna lie that I was skimming through a little bit because I was like, okay, get to the drama. The romance is cool and all, but I was like, listen, and the sex is good, but I was like, listen, take me to the drama. One thing about this lady, she knows how to do a good twist and turn. Child, I was just like, I was at work trying to keep my composure because each reveal was like, I was like, oh my god. Especially with this being the finale for the Delgados. And we're kind of, it's like a nice interlude between the Delgados and the Infernal Gods, which the next one is Chasm. Cannot wait. Like, you have to read everything in order. And me, I'm going to go to her previous catalog before I go into Chasm. I believe I said that later on in the video. But yeah, like, it's so good. Like, Capri, she finally gets the love that she deserves. And I'm glad that Quamir is, you know, has the family that he wants, you know. That baby mama, and that stuff with the mirror and shit. And now that we know that 40 is part of the Infernal Gods, which it is what it is, didn't know much. Hopefully he gets his story, because he's been a constant in the series ever since the very beginning, of this Delgado series. So I hope we see more of 40 and his family, and maybe like a novella with his brother. I'm not gonna say what his brother's position is, because we know what 40's position is as his regular everyday work. But girl, I hope that we get a little something something. Yo, they stay fighting. So that is Capri and stuff. I'm taking a break from the author just so I can go into other stuff, because it's like I got all these other stuff on Kindle. I can't. That's what got me in the reading stuff, because I kept binge reading. So I'm trying not to binge read, but it's too late. I've already done that already. Sorry, my sister's trying to call. Let me tell you something. The next book I read was, what was it? Unbeknownst to You. That was the last book I read in July. And let me tell you something. That shit, this stalker romance is unhinged. If you're looking for something that's unhinged, black romance, all that other stuff, stalker, you know, the dark romance, girlies, who's black, this is it. This is it. Like, there were certain parts I was like, that doesn't sound feasible. But then again, this is fiction, honey. And I feel like he got that from his pappy. He got that shit from his pappy. Because there's some hints dropped, and I was like, And I wonder if his best friend and Lennon's best friend also will have their book. I need to look back in her catalog to see. I would like to see that happen, to be honest with you. But that one I did. At first, I gave it like a good... At first, I said in my video that I was going to give it like a 3-star or something. But at the time that I gave y'all that update, it was at 88%. Girl, that... I was like... And I'm thinking it's just going to show the rest of the lot. No. It shows something more. I was like, oh shit. It bumped it up to 4. So it's a solid 4. A solid 4. I liked how crazy it is. Sometimes it's not even just about the romance. Sometimes I just want some mess, and this was messy in a dark way. I ain't gonna hold you. And then there was one more book that The Filth Kings Part 2. I read that before Unbeknownst to You. Baby, I'm not gonna lie, I'm semi disappointed. I gave it a 3-star, solid 3-star, because the flashbacks, bro, it's like most of the book was flashbacks from the previous book. And if you're like me who binge read books, like, these extra pages that was done for the flashbacks could have been used to develop the plot even more. Like, I was hoping that Riley Rose, who was stalking, you know, Octavio, would be... Obviously, she is crazy, right? Because she's stalking him, right? But I was hoping for some more, like, subtleness to Unhinged. Like, guide us through, right? Because she was guiding us through. I was like, okay, she's not going to come out the gate. But she came out the gate swinging. which is fine. But it's like, it was just so sudden. Like, for example, when she came in for the, I'm not going to say the interview. You know what? I'm just saying, she just laid all her cards out there. And I was hoping, and I guess that, you know, when it comes for soccer situations, some just put their cards all out there. But I was hoping for her to be more subtle. Like, especially when it's over the years. But I guess she got impatient with herself. Like, no, I want Octavio now type of shit. So I'm like, kind of disappointed. And not to mention the whole plot line. Now, if you read the last book about a certain offspring that's alive out there, and when that offspring finally got revealed in this book, I was mad disappointed because I thought it was going to be even more screen time for that. Like, but it was so rushed even with that. Like, I wasn't expecting that person to die so soon. So, and then it's like, damn, like, what the hell? This is a lot. And then it's like, how did they get, like, it was so quick with how they died. I was like, in the manic state that they get stabbed. If you know, you know. But it was just kind of disappointing. I would have been happy to wait even longer, because I felt like, because she does have novellas coming, featuring Octavio and Riley Rose, and further on to their relationship, but in a more erotic sense. So we'll see. But I did like that sense, you know, because, you know, I don't see that much. Well, let me not say. If you are into hentai, if you're into certain mangas and stuff, but like even then, like, oh, what is it called? It starts with F-U-T-A, whatever. Child, it's giving them bags, but like I've never seen something like that where it's more in a romantic sense, where like, okay, there's actually plot, it's not just straight porn, you know. Like, I actually enjoyed it, so I hope to see more of it. Hopefully, maybe if I gave it a higher rating, they're gonna recommend more to me, not the white people stuff, because I've seen the covers, hadn't bothered to read it yet. I was like, where the black people at? Where are they? Okay, anyways, that's just me. But that's why I think I was rooting for Riley Rose and Octavio so much, but it kind of disappointed me, at least in this book. But since the novellas are coming out further with them, I'll give it even more of a chance, because this is the only chance I got. To be honest with you, if it's not okay, so continue on. We're done. On to the spoilers for what's to come. Okay, y'all, coming live from my dang on kitchen. I'm in the middle of cleaning my brushes because it's long overdue, especially with what I've been doing on my other channel. But consider this like the first day of my vlog. I definitely should have started yesterday, but I wasn't sure if I was going to film anything for my booktube channel yet. Girl, this heat wave that we suffered on the East Coast, hot ass mess, especially since I didn't have AC. Like I said, it's kind of like my first time being a homeowner, so I didn't know I had to keep the AC on in order for it to like keep working periodically. You can turn it on and off every so often, just so that way it knows that it's working. I don't know how it goes. I have to call somebody to get that checked out. But in the meantime, girl, I've been enjoying my low electricity bill. Bro, ever since I lived, I ain't never seen the electricity bill so low. But now my AC don't work, so I'm like, ah. Anyways, how y'all doing? So far, I'm just gonna read, like, I have a few books in mind, but mostly from my KU, to be honest with you. It's not that I haven't been on a hiatus. Well, hiatus from reading regular books, I should say. Because, like, after reading some parts of Complete, I was like, you know what? I need to take a break before I jump right in. Because it tends to happen to me whenever I'm, like, you know, binge reading a whole bunch of shit. Like, ooh, child. Like, when I'm binge reading a lot of stuff, like, I need a break. And when I mean a break, I mean continuing to read fan fiction. Because this whole time when I was on hiatus, I was really reading fan fiction. Because y'all not only have the fan fiction that I've been reading updating, they've been really good each chapter. So they've been having me in a chokehold for these past few months, or however long I've been gone. It feels like weeks, but it's definitely been months. Because we're in, what, June now? Baby, let me tell you something. Listen, when it comes for our card of our own, they don't owe me nothing. They don't owe me nothing. I've been being fed. I've been telling my sister, well, she don't know nothing about these fan fictions. I did give them a backstory, like, okay, this is who it is. This is what's canon in the show. And she don't know nothing about anime. But I tell her what's been going on in this fan fiction. Because they've been good. They've been so good. Wait, I think one of them just updated. High key. I might disappear again. But I finally finished reading Capri's books. Both the, for the last three. Because, you know, she's kind of split up the Gato series. So I finished book 3 and 3.5. So, girl, so good. I cannot wait to get into Chasm. But here's the thing. I've been debating, like I said the last time, rather to jump straight into Chasm, because I've been fiending. And what happened at the very end, with Tookie and his perspective, I am terrified for my girl Blair and Chasm. Well, Chasm gonna handle it. That's what Chasm gonna handle that ass. But for my girl Blair, my sweet angel Blair, I'm terrified, girl. I'm terrified. She deserves the world. So does Kazam. I feel like out of all the books I read from this lady, that might be my favorite. So I'm thinking about taking a pause from Chasm because I saw that the third book came out. The third book came out. I'm thinking about taking a pause from continuing on to like season 4 with the Infernal Gods. Bro, now that we know that 40 is part of the Infernal Gods, I need a book with 40. 40 has been integral to this entire series. You probably met him in book 1 with the first twin. Because he's been like, you know, the secret agent of the group. He's a officer. Is he the Fed? Basically, he's like the inside Fed person. And then we found out, ooh. All I gotta say is, if you haven't read the books, I hope to get a book with 40 and a book with his brother. We found out that 40 has a brother. I'm not gonna say what his position is yet because that's a shock to me. Like, one thing about her, she knows how to do a plot twist. If they're ever like, I'm constantly tossing and turning over here. Like, but I have to take a break from her. I'm thinking about before I start Chasm. Once I start reading some of the other stuff, because I need to take a break from her world a little bit. And once I resume back into her world, start with Staten Island and then Chasm, the one who I've been personally waiting for. Because there's the Staten Island, you know, trio, the one with the drugs, the one with the escorting. But the escorting is brand new. I think she already posted, what, the third book already for that one. And we have a glimpse into Menace and his stuff. So he's definitely given OCD. Definitely OCD child. But like, I can't wait to see his story. But I'm gonna wait till I read the previous book from the Staten Island people, like with the street racing Star in them, because we keep seeing Star being brought up and other people from Staten Island being mentioned, but I hadn't read any of those books. So I'm gonna go back to that, stop at like the second family, and then go into Chasm. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I want to go into the Bronx yet, to be honest with you. Maybe I should go into the Bronx. Maybe I should, you know, just so I know what's up. But to be honest with you, I'm not all that interested in the Bronx. Maybe as I read Staten Island, if they mention the Bronx and people from the Bronx, I probably would, you know, be interested in the Shadowlands. If you know, you know. But yeah, that's the plan so far, because I have other books I want to read. I'm gonna show a quick, you know, video of me going through what's on my Kindle, so I can like kind of distract myself. But for now, let me just show you real quick. It's editing me again. I lost some of the footage for the Kindle, but just know, I didn't even go through what I wanted to read as planned. Like, I still plan on following it, but I'm not gonna lie, the last book that I ended up reading took me out the loop. Took me off my plan, okay? You guys, this is, I guess, update number 1. I am 50% into the Filth Kings part 2. So much has happened. I've already cried because, like I said, this is a very heavy book. Okay, like, especially involving children. Like, one of the main characters, if you read the first book, has been through a lot of shit through his childhood, and we have an enemy back from his childhood coming back to haunt his ass, and it's not who I expected. So I literally stopped right there because I need to like make sure that I gather my thoughts. This is the spoilery part. Don't worry, I will be filming a part that's not spoilery for, you know, the first part of this vlog. God knows what this vlog is, child. But let me tell you something. Riley, let's start from the very beginning, okay? So we have Miss the intro had me like spiraling, okay, because what happened with Angel, like, if you know from the last book, Octavio is like trying to court Angel the right way, right? And I guess something must have went wrong because he hates her guts, child. They were trying to Me Too him again. I was like, what the hell happened with Angel and them? I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And then, you know, now, you know, child, I barely know what these people think. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, close to 4. Child, Natavia is, or TV. Child, she is close to 9 months. She's almost done. But like, you know, like, she's a little horny from, for Monster, but you know, Monster is not given to her. And she's feeling insecure. She's like, yo, like, you're cheating on me type of stuff. But you know, she's like, no, like, first of all, you're very beautiful. It's just, I don't want to hurt you because, you know, at 4 months pregnant, like, I nearly hurt you with my big old and he's not like, listen, nah. But he's been through going, and also he's been like taken away because someone has been sending men after him, and a lot of these people are related to the same people. So he's like, who are you working for, and type of stuff. Turns out they work for Ty. Now Ty was his owner back in Thailand when he was sold as a baby to this man in Thailand, right? It's a, you know, Mexican slave, you know. It's so sad. But he's like, yo, what the fuck this nigga want with me and my family? I'm gonna hunt him down. I'm gonna go to Thailand. I was like, hell no. First of all, wait till nah. So he's like, you know what? I need to figure out who it is. You know? Now, obviously that comes a little later when he finds out that they are kind of connected to this man. So boom. But you know, they have sex, you know, and honey, her water breaks. And she gives birth to a beautiful baby boy. And I was like, oh. And I like the name that they give it because I think it's Greek for new beginnings. It starts with an N, but oh my God, like, and I was kind of worried because, and I knew some shit was definitely going on because if you know the friendship between, Natavi and Angel, they're like tight. Like Natavi is not close to her parents like that much. So it's just like her and Angel. And it's like, what do you mean Angel ain't show up to the birth of your children? Like she called Angel in and I was like, what? Yeah, something's going on. Something's going on. That's not like the brothers were there before Angel. What is going on? But Angel managed to show up, but like she could tell that something's off about her. But like, you know, she just had her baby. She's not going to be focused completely on Miss Angel, right? So she's like, okay, we'll deal with that later. But like, you know, she's there, and then we get from Detavio's perspective, and she pulls Angel to the side, like, what the fuck are you doing? Mind you, he's very angry at her, like wants to kill her type of shit, like back on the original stuff, back like it's almost as if we're from the very beginning of the first book. And I was like, what the fuck happened between y'all? That's when we find out that she had an abortion. And he's like big mad about her killing it, but he also thinks that she has something to do with the press being on his ass about the previous death. Now, even though about the whole meet, you know how they try to meet to him, but really it's his father who was doing the whole shit. Child. I'm not gonna say who it kind of reminds me of, but still, like I was like, yo, this is madness. Like, it's like crazy. And then that's when, but she's like going through it. But we go from her perspective. Turns out, her pappy, if you learn from the last week, her pappy had an affair with Impurity, which is, you know, the boy's father. Way back in the day, and it wasn't acceptable to be gay. That's why Impurity was like bullying the fuck out of the younger brother Octavio, who he claimed was gay because he saw some gay-like qualities in that shit in his younger son. That's why he bullied the hell and like kicked him out the house. It was a lot in the first book, okay? But yeah, and it was like, damn, the whole time you were gay one. And like with the whole thing with his the way he raised the boys and everything, like the sex parties and the way that he tortured women, it was like he hated. I was like, oh my goodness, this man is R. Kelly and P. Diddy all in one. You know, it's given that. But especially with child. Anyways. So I was like, fuck this nigga. Like, and what we left off in the last book, we thought, you know, in the last book, we get the perspective of that white lawyer who was so obsessed with Impurity, was in love with Impurity, and, you know, saw them from his perspective in hell. And, you know, like, oh, they don't know that my seed is out there plotting to avenge me. And I was like, oh my God, what is going to happen in the second book? Turns out, this nigga Impurity is alive. Burnt, but alive. And I was like, how the fuck did you survive? Now, he must have died for a little bit and then got resuscitated if his soul was in hell for a little bit. But like, I was so shocked because he popped up from Angel's crib. And I was like, I got some shit on my sons and you're going to help me unless you want my sons, like, unless you want something to happen to Natavi, who's pregnant with like, my grandchild, to be dead too. I suggest you shut the fuck up and help me take down my sons. But like, she did it out of protection to like distance herself because she didn't want much happen to, you know, Octavio. Bro, but he don't know that yet. So this nigga's still alive, and like homegirl is parental child. She lost a lot of weight. She's not eating. Like the house is a hot mess. And when Octavia was knocking up like a whole month, you know, after the baby was born, I was like, oh my God, girl, what happened to you? This isn't you. Like, what's going on? This is clearly a cry for help. And that's when she revealed that Impurity is alive. Girl, this is too much. And then we go back to Octavia's. And first of all, I am not gonna lie. I like me some Riley Rose. Now, Riley Rose is a sick motherfucker. The only thing I like about her well, at least the romance between her and Octavius is that this is like, how can I say? Not a she. No, he doesn't really identify as like, you know, that way, but like basically the best way I could describe it is like femme on trans. And if this was a if this was an erotic novel, like the Jesus, not hentai, I would say. If this was a hentai, if this was not even a hentai, child, basically this would be future Nori. No, is that the name of it? Futa on females, right? This is what the relationship is kind of given a little bit, with a stalker romance and some other shit going on, to be honest with you. So it turns out he never got rid of his breast, and I was like, oh, but you know what? After what he's been through, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stuff going on as to why he made that decision of not getting rid of his breast. So, but you know, he made his own porn industry, his own porn Jesus studio or something, and he's called Forbidden Fruit, and now he's trying to launch his like little Forbidden Fruit club too, that's more in the physical world. And I was like, okay, that's cool, good for him to turn into something better, you know. And you know, God, this woman is unhinged, and we find out that she's very much unhinged because she has a person in her head named Bye. So on top of her already being a crazy stalker, but she's also schizophrenic. Great. And we find out why, because it started all the way back when she was 9 years old, and back when Octavia was Octavius, whatever the female version of his name is. So she was getting bullied. She was been plus size her whole life, right? So she was getting bullied by this group of bullies, right? And they were abusing the fuck out of her child. They was like, yo, you definitely could have caused a concussion and it was in the bathroom. And when that happened to her in the bathroom, I immediately thought of this fight that ended up with this girl dead in my state when they bashed her head against like the sink. I hate to be graphic, but like, and I still remember her name. I don't want to give too many details, but basically poor girl ended up dead. It was a whole thing. It was a whole situation, and they were mad, got the nerve to gloat and shit on social. It was a child. That was a lot. And it just reminded me of that scene. But to a 9-year-old girl, I was like, oh my God, girl. But then Octavius, at the time, came to kind of stop them, but he ended up getting jumped. And she never forgot her at the time, And she still saved the earring from that time. Now, and that's what caused the obsession this whole time, child. And in his head, he's thinking that she has been a crazy fan since he started the porn shit. No, baby. She's been stalking you before you became a porn star, honey. Before you became a female porn star, she was stalking you before that shit. He don't know that yet. The only thing he knows, because, you know, she was applying to be at his company. And I thought here's the thing. I thought I should have known better. That was my fault. I thought we were going to seep into her craziness, you know, a few chapters in. But on the first day of her supposed interview, she was already letting the crazy out. She already let it be known, yeah, it's me writing those letters. You will love me, and I will love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can get a pissy ass restraining order. It's not going to stop me. You need better security, love. Because these punk ass security, they're not protecting you as I would hope, okay? You're too precious to me for that. Like, it's so much. Girl, this is too much, but I'm loving every minute of it. And, you know, he lets it be, you know, Monster talks to Octavia. Monster ends up talking to his brothers like, yo, I'm going back to Thailand. Some shit has been going on. Watch over my wife / baby mama, please. And they're like, not having it. Like, no, you're going to have a tracker. If you're going by yourself, you're going to have a tracker on you. And he's like, I'm not having no fucking tracker. You're going to have a tracker on you. So that way you can like let us know your whereabouts and shit. Cause we're not letting shit happen. Like we're like finally be united and shit. And it's so crazy cause like it's been close to a year, but they hadn't really fully opened up to each other. Now, I don't expect that to happen, to be honest with you. But, you know, Octavius was the first one to open up, maybe because he's like the more feminine of them. And he kind of hates that about himself, but child, Miss Riley Rose loves everything about him, child. So, I guess, child. So, he's like, listen, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been duct taping my boobies down. I never removed them. He also started saying, like, listen, I knew about, the Octavius no, Doctavio, since and I was scared to approach y'all because like my mother kept feeding this lies to me this whole time about y'all and how you took joy in torturing people and all that stuff since as a child. But and I know it's fucked up, but like, and that's my mother, but I still love her despite all the crazy shit that she did to me. And I feel guilty about that because compared to y'all, like my life was kind of easy breezy because I knew what you went through, a monster too, and how you're kind of broken, but yeah, you're still strong for that and all that other stuff. Basically, he's like comparing their stuff, and like, you know, he felt guilty and shit for like having these feelings. But like, listen, first of all, these brothers, all your feelings are valid. Your parents were crazy as fuck. Don't ever feel bad. Okay, don't ever feel bad just because you felt like it wasn't as bad as your brothers. No, boo boo, what your mother did was horrible, but still. So yeah, but let's go back to Monster. So Monster, he's like, I don't know what happened, but basically he's like, let me go back home because something's up. I feel it in my bones. Yeah, something's up. So mind you, he's planning on going to Thailand. Natavia, she's like, she's like, no, like, you're not going to Thailand, but like, I can't stop you, so go ahead. But he's like, on the way home, it's like his gut feeling is like, something's up. I don't know what triggered it, but it's like, something's up. So he's like calling his brother, one of his younger brother, like, yo, go to my house. I won't be there for another 30 minutes. Please check up on my wife because something's wrong. So the middle child, Octavio, he goes, but his house is surrounded by paparazzi. Mind you, at this point, Angel and Octavio kind of made up a little bit, but you know, he's like, yo, like, I'm surrounded by paparazzi. They're at my fucking house. It's like, I don't know what the fuck, why, I don't know how they got here, but it's like, they're questioning me about Angel and like, what happened in Arcus or whatever the hell that town is called, baby. I was like, oh my God, what? Who called them? It's definitely Impurity. So I was like, oh my goodness, what the hell is going on? I was like, okay. And he's like, yo, get your ass back inside the house. Cause like, listen, you think me or like the baby brother is unhinged, like Octavio? Nah, the real unhinged person is clearly you. So get the hell back in the house. I don't want nothing bad happening because then it's going to be even harder time for the press. So conceal your weapon and all that other stuff, right? Boom. That happens. He makes it there. There's like 4 cars with Chinese license plates. And I was like, oh my God, Chinese? Not Thailand, license plates. I was like, something's up. I don't know what's going on, but something's up. So we go back. We go in. Baby, guess who's... Now, not to be, she's nervous because there's a whole bunch of strange men in her house and the security detail that was there are dead. So, she's like trying to remain calm, baby. And she got dismissed, but baby, the person who's been sending these men after them is Emmy. Emmy survived. But to make matters worse, it's like, oh my God, I don't want to start crying again. But it's like, oh my God, yo, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, first of all, I was very shocked to see her there. But even Monster knew that this isn't the same Emmy. Emmy has become the abuser. Emmy has, basically the whole reason why she did this is because to make good on that promise where that happily ever after with Monster, like that they promised way back when they were kids, child, because they were their first love for each other, child. And oh my God, not me crying again, child. But like, Emmy survived, but she went back to being a slave for Ty. But when she started to like get close to Ty, that's when she killed Ty and took over his empire. And I'm so disappointed, shocked that she, like, you could go into the drug trade or something. I don't know. Like, there's so many. You just had to stick with the child / human sex trafficking. And I mean, well, pretty much trafficking in general, because Ty, he would basically get these children up, sell them for whatever reason, whether it's mix, whether it's selling the children to be assassins one day, whether to be indentured servant for the rest of their lives. Whatever he did, he did that all. And the fact that Emmy took over his empire to continue that shit after what happened to her. Now, obviously, she lost her baby. She was like, listen, that's cool. You can raise your baby that you have. So you clearly moved on fast. I was like, first of all, ma'am, hold the fuck up. He did not move on that fast. Okay. It's been many years. How old are these people? Are they in their 30s? Maybe they're in their 30s. I feel like Octavius might be in his, how old is Octavius? I think Octavius is in his maybe mid 20s. No, he gives late 20s. like 20, 28 or something, 27-ish. But I feel like, yeah, like I feel like, girl, that's a lot of time. Don't do that to my man. Don't do that to my man monster. Like, he's been through a lot. First of all, he's still growing. He still don't believe that he could ever be good enough for his current wife. Okay? Because, like, mind you, they have a whole kid together. Like, this man is trying and putting enough effort to try to be a good father compared to his own father. What the hell? Girl, hush, hush. But, like, girl, that's where we at. And she basically said, like, listen, you can take your kid with you, but, like, I'm gonna let you know right now, here are the terms and conditions. You got at least within 2 weeks, you will no longer be married to this woman. You're gonna come back with me to Thailand with your baby. I was like, what is going on? Girl, this is a shock. I got to go to bed so I can wake up for my walk. I planned on going for my walk at like 5:30-ish, or I originally planned for 4, but girl, what time is it now? Girl, it's 4:02. I got an hour and a half because I'm going to wake up before God knows how. I don't know what the weather's going to be like today, but I plan on going for my damn walk. Goodbye for now. I'll probably talk when I reach another 25% mark or something. But this has already been a roller coaster. I've already cried twice during this book. This is too much. Bye-bye for now. All right. Hey, Bookies, we're back. And let me tell you something. I finished Filth Kings Part 2, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a 3.5. I'm sorry, I'm going back and forth between my kitchen and shit. So the reason why I gave it a 3.5 is that there should have been more pages, to be honest with you. Or so there's been moments when we have flashbacks, and I felt like the flashbacks was long as hell, especially since this is literally from the previous book. So you don't really need the flashbacks. Like, you could have used those pages to build up more on the characters and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, with when it comes for Riley Rose, I was thinking that we were gonna, you know, build into her craziness, like have it settle, have her more calculating and stuff. But like, she just laid everything up and out there, and I'm like, I'm not with that. I'm not with that at all. Like, she could have at least I don't know, did something more subtle with her. Cassie, get down. I'm sorry, my cat is trying to eat my food, child. Anyways. So she, yeah, but like, and towards the end, it's like the beginning of something new and stuff, but it's like, And also, when we finally meet the person who's related to that white lawyer from the last time, Wadsworth, whatever the hell, because he said that he had a seed who was going to avenge him. I'm like, who is that? Turns out it was Riley Rose, roommate the whole time. And I was like, the whole time. And I was like, and it was just so random. And I was like, how that was real. It felt rushed, I should say. Everything kind of felt rushed, especially with the whole thing with Emma. I was hoping for more. First of all, I'm glad that he chose Natavi over everything else. Because, like, now, like, this woman is my future. That is it. That is all. Like, and, like, he also felt disgusted, like me, how, like, you know, Emmy decided to go into the human sex trafficking ring with, especially involving children, just like how, you know, just perpetuating all that hurt and stuff. You know, at least when it comes for this man, he will, like... He will fight. Like, the people he kills is who he feels is guilty and shit. But when it came for the whole fight and everything, the confrontation, it felt rushed. He straight up murked Emmy in her face, like, no, talking. None of that shit. She just, boop, which is good for her, that's it, because, honey, you don't ever have to worry about this man cheating on you, ever. He is not about that life. Baby, he's not worried about that shit. But also, I'm glad that Octavio got to confront his father and do the one to do the deed. He ended up strangling him instead of shooting him in the face. But all I have to say is, y'all should have at least shot him in the head at least one time. Cause like, y'all not doing this enough for me. Y'all not doing it enough for me. Not to say, I'm just saying, like, me as a reader, after seeing that last scene from the last time where he was in hell, now do it again. Double tap again. You know, when you're killing zombies and shit, you gotta double tap again. Make sure that your father's really dead. Okay? Like, that little strangling stuff, that's cooling off. Put a bullet in his head, in his dead body, just in case. But, you know, he really is dead because they cut this man up into little tiny pieces and sent him over to Angel's pappy. Because remember, they had the whole affair and everything in the last book, and was still in love, and like, he was the one who was helping this man get away and stuff. Child, it was a lot, child. But like, and I'm so disappointed with Angel's father. I'm not surprised, but also damn, because it's like, how could you say those things to your daughter? Choose this man over your daughter, child. Like, the things that he said, like, called his own daughter out his name and committed suicide because he couldn't live without impurity type of stuff. And the mama left, but like, they're kind of rekindling the relationship with Angel and everything. But it's like, I don't know. Everything felt rushed. We did get, you know, close-ups here and there, but she did announce that there will be 4 erotic novellas featuring Octavio and Riley, and it will keep going into his relationship, right? And I personally can't wait, but it should have been done in this book, you know? That's how I felt. Remove those flashbacks and develop more. We didn't need the flashbacks. I didn't need those flashbacks, you know? But, like, I guess certain people in the audience might need it. But if you're like, I feel like if you are people like me, or like maybe, because, like, you know, newer readers, and you just read Filth Kings #1, and then you hop into Filth Kings #2, and you see those flashbacks, it's like, girl, am I reading the same book over? No, I don't need the flashbacks. That's how I felt. And especially, like, if you, depending what type of Kindle book that reader that you are, you probably have notes and everything. You don't really need the flashbacks for real. You could just look back on your notes. But that's just how I felt. But now, I am reading Unbeknownst to You. And baby, I'm enjoying this. This is a forbidden romance too, because it's stepbrother, step-sibling situation. Baby, this stalker romance too is so much, I feel like it's going to be better played out in this book than it did on Filth Kings. Because Riley, she just laid it all out. I was like, girl, subtle, bring it in a little bit. I know it's fucked up, but like, just bring it in a little bit more. That's a little bit better. But like, yeah, that's it. And I'm really feeling this one. Of course, like, you have Honor. He's a little bit, this is also Black romance. Honor, he's a bit of a pariah, social pariah in his school. People think that he sells drugs and stuff because how he looks and stuff. But like, homegirl, he is rich as hell. In fact, he is, did I say Nepo baby? I guess, but like, his father's the richest man in town. He owns like a tech company, and he got his father brains and like genius, but he uses it for evil because he's been obsessed with Lennon for a long time. And Lennon, poor Lennon, she got a boyfriend named Justin. We found out that she's moving all of a sudden because her mama is a hoe. Her mama just got married. Like, what? And it's like, so we're moving today. No warning, no nothing. Poor girl is like probably over it. And this is probably her livelihood and stuff. But it's like, yeah, so she can't go on the date with Justin. Because she's like taking over the fact that, you know, they're moving, and they meet her new pappy. And it's like, oh, you got a son? I got a big brother. Yeah, he's only a year older than you. In walks Honor. And she has a little butterflies for him, but not strong enough. Where it's like, yeah, I'm not my man to leave him for you type of stuff. Nah. So she's like, because he's handsome. You know, he is handsome, but like, she's like, nah, I'm a loyal type of girl. Tell me why. And mind you, he already got the whole shebang set up. Like, he got the new laptop and phone. He's about to lie saying that, yeah, my dad said that you need something new, so here you go. But really, it's just so he can like watch everything that homegirl does. Kathy, don't be doing that. My baby is so sweet. Anyway, so she's like, yeah, that's what's been going on. And they have an intimate, well, I won't say intimate moment, but like, he's like, there's been a lot of moments where like they clash, but not as bad as Justin. Justin can't stand his ass. So apparently Justin called Lennon out of her name in front of everybody in the school, because they put up in the car together at school, because now they got to ride together. Their parents were, well, whatever the fuck. And she's like big mad about it, but whatever. And she's like, yo, I'm not feeling you calling me out my name. The fuck, don't ever do that shit in your life. So she was about to confront him again towards like when they were out of class and stuff. Turns out he almost did it again and almost laid hands on her. I was like, nah, I'm not with that stuff. So she's like letting her friend know, like, yo, like, this is what happened. Like, I feel like he's showing his true self now, and I'm not feeling it. So that's when, you know, she's like, listen, I'm not gonna tell this man nothing. Like, I'm not gonna tell Honor nothing. But little does she know, Honor already knows, because he is seeing the text message like verbatim. Next thing you know, while she's doing homework and shit, Nyla, her best friend, calls up like, yo, go on IG live and Justin. And my stomach is down to my stomach now, because Justin comes off as the type of nigga where you break up with him, reject him. He's the type of man to retaliate and started trying to air the dirty laundry out and shit, and trying to say like, oh, here I am doing, like, you know, like, if you got, God forbid that you have any sex nudes, yeah, I feel like he's the type to leak it. So I'm like, oh my goodness, he's showing the next sex news or something. Turns out Justin's on the floor. He's like, I said I'm sorry. I was like, oh shit. He is beat the fuck up, child. Beat the fuck up. Kathy, are you done trying to get into my bag for my chicken? She don't care. She's my sweet angel. Almost gave me a heart attack when she got lost yesterday, but I found her. Oh, child. Anyways, so she's like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And it's a Max man looking at the camera, like pointing at it, like, I was like, no words. I was like, I have a feeling that it's Honor. So, and mind you, Honor's been sneaking into her room. The one time that he let it, you know, happen on purpose to like wake her up and like, hey, and like she got frightened when she woke her up, you know, on purpose and shit. Like, yo, it's time to go. And she decided to pay him back, like, yo, sneaking into his room when he was sleeping. Yeah, you don't like that shit either. And kind of confronted him about it because she saw a gun on his countertop. And I was like, what the hell? Why you got a gun? It's like, first of all, I'm an adult. I'm 18 now. Ain't none of your concern. It's like, so? And yeah, so he kind of played it off like, no, that wasn't me. Shoot, the fuck? He lucky that he can still play basketball, child. Because apparently Justin was supposed to be soon to be in the NBA episode because that's how good his skills is. But yeah, so she's like, okay. But there's another situation, right, that I don't like between her and her mama, where she lets her mom know, like, listen, me and Justin, we're broken up because she's really looking for my damn chicken. No, girl. So she's like, yo, I'm not with that disrespect. And her mama, the type of woman her mama is, she's like, but from what I'm understanding, he almost hit you. Like, you good man. He's like, a good man, Savannah. She's one of those type of women. Girl, back up. She's really trying to tear into my bag, girl. Back up, girl. Yeah, back up, girl. She's trying to tear into my bag into this to get this thing piece of chicken. Like, back up. Anyways, so homegirl is like really trying it. Anyways, she's like, yo, like, you, like, you know, why did you break up with him? Type of stuff. We're like, what? That is your response to your daughter almost getting abused? You should be proud of your daughter for standing up for herself and not being with the bullshit. And her mom, and she stands her ground like, yo, like, mom, I'm not like you. I'm not going to keep a man through no types of disrespect and stuff. Little do they know that Honor is able to listen to everything that they're saying. He's like, but like, he heard the slap across, you know, her face. I was like, and he's like, I already know. He's plotting to get rid of her mama, but he's like, this is a delicate situation because she's now married to my dad, and also that her mama, so she might still be emotionally attached. So I gotta deal with her later. I'm scared for when that happens. So she's like, yo, like, child. Anyway, so she's like, yo, you better be happy that I'm not, you know, girl. I'm gonna use this stuff as a mic if you don't mind. Back up, girl. She's really going for this dang chicken. Anyways, so she's like, they go to a party together, right? And Cobra is feeling Nyla. So I hope maybe there might be a book with them in a near future or not. I'm not too sure. A little novella, something. Just a little something. But like, yeah, so they're not in the mix. Like, they're not in the cut, really. They're one of them niggas that's gonna have a drink and like look around the party just in case shit pop off. And sure enough, shit did pop off because here comes Justin and his beat up ass. Girl, stop it. He's like, looking around looking for Lennon, and he's like, yo, and next thing you know, two girls come up with him. Behind him, he points at Lennon, and the girls try to jump her. But you know what? Lennon had her own. She's like, bah, bah, bah. And she's like, yo, they're fighting, right? And homegirl, she's like, and then, you know, obviously, Honor, he sees all. So he goes up to Justin, like, yo, beats the fuck out of him and breaks his fingers. And it's like, but you know, he's admiring. And he is admiring. And even though Nyla jumped in, because like, you're not going to jump my best friend, the fuck. And he was like, you know, admiring Lennon from front. Like, yeah, that's my girl beating them girls up. Don't let these pussy assholes get to you. But I was like, So they escaped the party. And that's where I'm at when it comes for this book. It's only 15% into this book, I believe. So yeah, I have a long way to go. I'll keep y'all updated. Okay. Bye-bye. Y'all. I think I'm like 54% into unbeknownst to you. The only thing I can keep saying is, this nigga crazy. I mean, it is a soccer romance, but the crazy started from the pappy. It started from the pap. I feel like the pappy did something to get the mama to himself. And I feel like he is a little bit crazy, but not as crazy as his son. You know how it's like he's a YN. He is a YN, child. He is. But like, I do ship Nyla and Cobra together. So I wonder if they get a little novella or a little book together. I wouldn't mind reading that. But also, this man is crazy. Like, the depths that this man be going to. The robot that he has in his room. That looks just like, this is a lot. And Shade, she's tiddling a little too close. She's testing the waters a little too close to him. I was like, girl. Molly, you in danger, girl. Like, this is, first of all, this is messy. And I'm loving it. I need to shave my eyebrows some more. I'll probably wait for it to grow and then just wax it off so I could just be in one go. But yeah, I have to do it for my creative look, child. But yeah, girl, I was like, But now I'm at the time skip 3 years later where she's with the therapist that he recommended through Sage, because Sage works for him and his daddy's company, right? But he was like, Sage, you're gonna go undercover for me. You're gonna report back to me. But Sage is like, and I was like, oh my goodness, I hope Sage doesn't, like try to make a move on Lennon, because if he finds out that you catching a little feelings towards a girl, you might be just like the boyfriend Malcolm. And you know what? I'm glad that Malcolm's gone, and she felt some relief too, because homeboy was putting the hands on her. I was like, girl. And we all know the mysterious things happening to Malcolm was because of him. This man is crazy. And then the mama found out, walked in on them having sex before the 3-year gap. That's what made her stop talking to her mama too. But she's like, this child. And Landon, he just, and not Landon, child. Landon, what the fuck? Oh my God. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. My soda fell. Anyways, we got Honor. He's making shit where it's like, technically we're not related. I was like, what the hell, we all know. It's like, it don't matter. Child, he's just making shit worse. And I'm just like, I'm scared for what's to come. This is like the final phase when they're like more like in their like 26, 25-ish. Because a lot has passed. I'm glad for my old girl. She bought her house. Her wedding planning thing took off. I wonder how Nyla's doing it. I wonder if she's with Cobra, to be honest with you. I really wanted to see them together, to be honest. But yeah, girl, I was like, and Cobra got his own tattoo shop. Good for him. But like, first of all, one gripe. Why are you tattooing each day that you do something to this girl? Do you not think that she's going to come up with like, why are those dates? And she's going to look back to every incident. It's like, wait a minute, that happened on this day. That happened on this day. But then again, that didn't happen. I don't know. It's going to click. I feel like it's going to click one day. And I'm nervous. Anyways, that's my update. I'm living for it. It's giving a 4.5 so far. Okay, bye-bye. So I had to take a break from my walk, but we're on to a few years, like 3 years later after, that shit happened. Just as I suspected, Sage ended up catching feelings for old girl, and it's getting dangerous for her. Turns out she's just as crazy as Honor, but she's not as smart as Honor. Like, Honor's always 10 steps ahead. Like, he knew that Sage was going to do something slick. And she was like, you know what? Like, I need some information for Honor, on Honor, so I can like catch him slipping. And she got a whole shrine dedicated to like Honor, but mostly to like Lillian. I was like, So she basically contacted the competitor, like, yo, like, I got some info about this company. If you want to take it, just give me this info. Found out where Honor lives and all that other stuff. And I don't know what she was gonna do with that information, but whatever. Of course, it backfires because when basically Cobra convinces Honor to tell Lillian, like, yo, just be straight with her. Okay, just say exactly what you want to say immediately. Like instead of just doing this pussy shit. Like, Cobra. Anyways, so he's like, I don't know, it's really delicate, So, but he ends up following, Cobra's advice, and it was like, yo, I'm gonna tell you everything. Proceeds to tell her everything, and like, this woman is, that's it. Not eventually, but like, of course she was freaked out and stuff, but like the butterflies was always there, but she should have been more, I don't know, I was hoping for some more pushback, some more screaming, some more fighting, I don't know. But hey, we're at the point now, she accepted it, she told Sage. Didn't tell her about the murder. Sage kind of fell a bit, but it was like, oh hell no. Like, she still thinks that she got a chance with this girl. And she ends up telling Nyla, girl, but you know what, this is fiction, so whatever, child. Whatever to move this plot along. But like, she was like, yo, like, she brought us some valid questions. So like, even though like this is all unhinged and I'm happy that you accepting this and everything, but what if y'all break up? Like, he went through all these lengths to do this, and what if y'all break up? Like, you ain't scared? Like, I'm worried about you if that happens, child. Right questions, child. But like, yeah, so they basically know everything. And like, this man proceeds to get a tattoo of when she made her his and everything else, blah blah blah. Sage decides to make a move, like, nah, I'm desperate. But the old dude, like the competitor, was like, yo, you gave me a fucking virus and shit, the shit that you gave me. And then of course she tried to play cool the next day, like, oh my god, like, I can't believe this and stuff. But like, Honor, he's like, yo, you think you slick? I knew you were gonna do this shit. You're lucky I'm trying to be a good person right now, so you better keep it moving, and you better submit your 2 weeks in now for Lennon's, wedding planning company, child. So instead of doing that, child, she is so unhinged. She accepts this one offer to plan this secret wedding because they don't want no face-to-face contact or anything like that. I already knew that Honor basically is making Lennon plan her own wedding because that's how unhinged she is, okay? Unhinged people meet unhinged people. Anyways, so, but she does this to make her too good. She can't do it. She can bring herself to. And instead of meeting up for dinner with the girls, she decided to meet Lennon at her place. And things led to one thing to another. Baby, she kisses her. I was like, oh my God, this man is watching. This man is watching. Somewhere. He has eyes everywhere. Anyways, Lennon is thrown off. Like, well, I thought you were my best friend and everything. Now, despite Honor telling Lennon almost everything, he hadn't told her about Sage. It wasn't until she let her know, like, yo, someone was in my room, left a white rose and everything. That's when he was like, and he checked the cameras, like, and saw that was Sage. Was like, yo, I need to tell you something. So Sage, yeah, I hired her. I was like, what? Girl. I was like, you should have said that shit too. Shit. Okay? She was rightfully upset. First of all, I would have been upset about everything and freaked out. I'm like, hello, police. But this is fiction, okay? That's when he was like, oh my God, like how could you do this? Like, it was all fake, but like, he has a plan. So he said, go into work as normal and invite her over to your place. Basically, it's going to be a setup. He had this girl set up a table for 3 and said, listen, I'm going to go in, like, Lennon, go answer the door. And Lennon answers the door and is like, yo, so Honor's here? He doesn't know about the kiss. Damn lie. So they're at dinner. Everything seems okay. And then they go into the theater room. And then Honor is like, because mind you, she slipped something into Lennon's child. So she's a bit woozy off the drugs. It's making her real relaxed. And like Sage is like, hush, 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 Lennon. Because Sage wants the both of us, right? Right, Sage? Sage, why don't you show Lennon how much you want her? Yo. Things almost get freaky, but then like before it could get that far, because Honor, he's such a possessive freak that he's like, nah, like you thought you could get away with that shit? Nah, I gotta get rid of you. Kills Sage. Her dead body's right there on the floor, child. And Lennon, she's slipping more into the drugs, but like they have sex. And as I'm doing it, not gonna lie, the first thing I thought, yes, it's a good sex scene, but I'm gonna be honest here. I'm going to be very honest here. The first thing I thought was that one meme right in front of my salad. Right in front of my salad, if you know where that's from. You've been on the internet too much. But also, in front of the dead body. Right there in front of the dead body. Like, you ain't gonna... Cobra is somewhere in the cut. Somewhere. Like, in the house somewhere. Just waiting for the go-to to get rid of the body. You couldn't wait until after the dead body is moved or something. Child, this is too much. Anyway, she plans a wedding. The secret wedding. She's stressed out about this wedding, but then boom, surprise to nobody, it's her wedding. And then surprise, her mom shows up after all these years of not talking, and she walks her down the aisle, and that's where I'm at 88%. I'm pretty sure the next few chapters is how their life turns out and everything. Also, that weird shit with Justin was a weird turn of events for him to pop up out of nowhere. Like, he said, first of all, this nigga's dumb, mind you. Honor's father paid off Justin's family to keep quiet about, breaking his fingers and shit. But this man, after all these years, sends a friend request to Honor. What for? Of course he doesn't accept it, nor click on the link because, he's a tech guy. And I immediately thought when she was making that deal with, when Sage was making that deal with that other dude, I thought that was like, like a weird, link to like get his information. But of course not. Anyways, so Justin, like, is an idiot. Tries to, like, runs into Lennon at the club. And then tries to lay his hands on her. Like, sir, at this point, they're already official. So Honor sees that shit and decks this man. And his body is never to be found. We know something happened. But Clearly something. Yeah, it was a lot. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm pretty sure the next few chapters is going to be about the kids and shit. But for now, I'm thinking this is definitely going to be a 3-star. That is it. I don't know what book I'm going to start next after this. I need to get home, catch some sleep, pick my aunt up from me quick, and we'll see. Bye. Oh my goodness, I realized I forgot to record my reaction to the last 88%. Girl, it was necessary because turns out, girl, there was a whole lot of shit that happened. So on their honeymoon, Lennon and Honor, they receive a text message, mostly Lennon, from a random unknown number with a video that shows Honor killing Malcolm, like the boyfriend who was, put in the pause on Lennon earlier on in the book. And, she lets him know, like, yo, this dude sent this and we don't know where it's at. So he's working his ass off. He's trying to find out who it is. And Lennon, she decides to take matters in her whole hand. So, they make a plan, right? Because the dude know that, I know you've received the text message. Meet me at this time and this place with whatever files that you need. And boom. But he decides to make a fake USB drive that's gonna hack into their system and clear out what they got. So that's what the plan was. But so sorry, y'all. So that's when London was like, "Nah, I'm gonna protect my man," type of situation. First of all, why would you bring out that stupid ass camera? What's a camera gonna do? Inquiring minds want to know. Even when he confronted her about it, what's that camera supposed to fucking do? Nothing. So yeah, like they didn't do, like, basically she trails him and removes her jewelry because she realized that they have trackers on this. Like, sorry, not today. So he's like meeting a woman and it's in a coat. And I was like, okay. He gives the flashlight, everything goes as planned. She waves him over, right? And he is angry that she's there, but then they catch the attention of the woman, and the woman's about to pull something out of the jacket, but homegirl Lennon, she got the knife already with her just in case. Girl, homegirl ran into that knife and she's shocked. She's like, oh my god, she just ran into my knife. And she's like, baby girl, calm down, okay? Lenny Bear, calm down. Okay, I'm gonna take this body. We need to get rid of this body. So we're gonna take it to the boat and drop this body into the ocean. They do that thing together. They have a little scene together because clearly he whatever, child. But like, he gets the woman's phone, and the woman's phone turns out he finds out that homegirl is the feds. The feds was investigating him and the company that his dad created because of the nature of the work. And I was like, oh my god. But it was mostly focused on him instead of his dad. I mean, yeah, they could get maybe the dad on the Rico case because it is focused on the Pappy. Well, the Pappy was the one who created the company, but they were mostly focused on Malcolm. So he's like, nah, I gotta clear this up for me and my dad. So after he cleared that shit up, he's like, we need to lay low and do that stuff. And yeah, they continue to celebrate their little thing. But he's like, I could never tell Lynn that she killed an FBI agent. Never. So he keeps up this shit to himself till the end of time, because the next scene they celebrate whatever. She gets a tattoo to commemorate, but she's like, let this be the first and last body that I catch. And it's like, amen to that, sister. They live their weirdo dreams, and this book was unhinged. Same with the ending with him tampering with the birth control pills, child, because she's pregnant. I know. Now he's the leader of his father's company. The father stepped down. It was a lot, girl. It was a lot. Because of that scene alone with the FBI agent, it did boost it up. It did boost it up from a 3.5 to actually to a solid 4. It's a solid 4. But yeah, that's it for this vlog. I actually started reading another book called Shadow Play. By the time that, as I'm recording this right now, I have already read Shadow Play book 1 and also Oathbreaker, which is book 2 of the same series. I think, is it Devils of DC? I don't know. It's by Angela Shaw, because I really wanted to get into Angela Shaw's books before I read her new series that she got on the side, that's focused on African mythology, and it's a dark romantasy. So I decided to read her dark billionaire romance. Girl, oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving each one. I'm kind of doing this a little bit out of order when it comes to recording and stuff, because I realized I forgot. So yeah, but I ended up putting some more details in the next book. Today is July 4th. I ended up reading I started reading Shadow Play July 1st, the day after I finished Unbeknownst to You. Took me away, and I'm already on the 3rd book as we speak. But I just stopped because I wanted to do updates for the next video blog. So this is the last update for y'all, and goodbye. I will see y'all for the next vlog, okay? Peace out. A10.